In the peaceful town of Windridge, where the golden hues of the setting sun bathed the rolling hills, an elderly woman named Evelyn Winters lived in a charming cottage. It stood on the edge of the forest, a stone's throw from a stream that whispered through the trees. One quiet morning, as Evelyn made her way down the gravel path to collect the mail, she heard a soft whimpering sound drifting from the woods. Following the cry, she discovered a small, injured dog, a terrier mix, covered in dirt and malnourished, with a broken leg that hung limply. The dog's eyes, wide with fear and pain, met Evelyn's gaze, and a deep pang of sorrow gripped her heart. Without hesitation, she scooped the trembling dog into her arms, rushing her back to the safety of her cottage. She named her Iris, captivated by the fragile yet resilient spirit the dog seemed to embody. Evelyn had always been an advocate for animals, fostering many over the years, but Iris felt different. The fear in her eyes told a story of cruelty, and Evelyn promised herself that she would uncover the truth behind the dog's suffering. Iris's leg needed immediate care, and Evelyn sprang into action, using her old first aid kit to carefully splint the injury, her hands steady despite the overwhelming emotion inside her. As the weeks passed, Iris's physical wounds healed, but the scars on her heart ran deeper. She flinched at sudden movements and cowered from loud noises, her once bright eyes dimmed with mistrust. Evelyn, with the patience only years of experience could bring, set about earning Iris's trust. She spoke gently to her, fed her with kindness, and offered gentle caresses. Slowly, Iris began to relax, her tail wagging tentatively when Evelyn spoke, and her eyes began to sparkle with affection once more. But the journey of recovery wasn't just about the body. It was about healing the mind and spirit. One crisp autumn afternoon, while Evelyn sat in her rocking chair on the porch, watching Iris chase leaves in the garden, a black car pulled into the gravel driveway. It was the local sheriff, Simon Cartwright, a man known for his quiet strength and sense of justice. He stepped out of the car with a solemn look on his face. "Ms. Winters," he greeted her with a nod. "May I have a word?" Evelyn, sensing the gravity in his tone, stood and motioned for him to join her on the porch. "Is something wrong, Sheriff?" "It's about Iris," Simon said, his voice low. "I think I know who's responsible for her injuries." Evelyn's heart skipped a beat, her worst fears starting to take shape. Simon explained that the troubled young man in town, Noah Thorne, had been seen near the woods when Iris was found. Noah, with his turbulent past and history of run-ins with the law, had a reputation in Windridge. But this was different. Simon continued. Witnesses saw Noah chasing a dog, and they heard cries. Those cries were Iris's. I'm sending my deputy, Rachel, to bring him in. It's time for him to face the consequences of his actions. Evelyn felt torn, the weight of sympathy pressing on her. She knew Noah's struggles, the pain of growing up in a broken home, of feeling lost in a world that seemed indifferent. Still, she understood the importance of justice for Iris. Later that evening, as dusk settled over the town, Deputy Rachel Parker arrived with Noah in tow. The young man stood in front of Evelyn's porch, his face pale and his body language defensive. He didn't speak, only stared at the ground as Evelyn regarded him with a calm, steady gaze. "Noah," Evelyn said softly, "do you understand what you've done?" He hesitated before answering, his voice barely a whisper. I didn't mean to hurt her," he muttered, his hands clenched into fists at his sides. "I lost control." Evelyn's heart ached for him. She saw the pain in his eyes, the internal battle that raged within him. But she also knew that Iris, a living, breathing creature, deserved to be protected from harm. Sheriff Simon, standing at the edge of the porch, spoke firmly. "Noah Thorne, you're under arrest for animal cruelty." As Noah was handcuffed and led away, Evelyn's heart felt heavy. She couldn't help but feel a pang of sorrow for the boy. But justice had to be served. The news of Noah's arrest rippled through Windridge, dividing the town into factions. Some believed he deserved the harshest punishment, while others, like Reverend Grace, urged for forgiveness, reminding everyone that redemption was possible even for those who had made terrible mistakes. Evelyn, too, found herself caught in a web of conflicting emotions. While she knew Noah needed to be held accountable, she also hoped that the legal proceedings would offer him a chance for redemption. Noah pled guilty, and Judge Amelia Grant, a woman known for her wisdom and fairness, sentenced him to probation, mandatory therapy for anger management, and community service at the Windridge Animal Rescue. Some felt Noah's punishment was too lenient, but others understood that true healing takes time. Evelyn, with a bittersweet sense of resolution, believed that this was the best chance Noah had to turn his life around. Meanwhile, Iris continued to flourish in Evelyn's care. The little dog who had arrived broken and frightened was now a playful bundle of joy, running through the garden, chasing butterflies, and wagging her tail in delight. The bond between the two women and the dog was unbreakable, and Evelyn knew that Iris's journey had come full circle. But as much as Evelyn loved Iris, she knew that the dog needed more than her quiet cottage could offer. Iris needed room to run, to explore, and to live with a family who could give her the attention she deserved. After much thought and with a heavy heart, Evelyn made the difficult decision to find Iris a new home. The search for the right family took several weeks. Evelyn worked closely with the local shelter, carefully considering each adoption application. She wasn't just looking for a home, she was looking for the right family, a place where Iris could thrive. Finally, after much deliberation, she found the perfect match. The Bennett family, a warm and loving couple with 2 children and a large backyard. On the day of Iris's adoption, Evelyn felt a bittersweet ache in her chest. She watched as the little dog, once so broken, joyfully ran through the Bennett family's yard, playing with the children. It was the right decision, she knew, but saying goodbye was never easy. Years passed, and Windridge remained a quiet, peaceful town. Evelyn, now a grandmotherly figure, continued her work with the rescue, helping find homes for countless animals in need. One bright spring afternoon, a familiar car pulled into her driveway. It was the Bennetts, and beside them stood a golden retriever, Iris's grandson. "This is Finn," the children said, their eyes sparkling with excitement. "We thought you'd like to meet him." Evelyn's heart swelled with emotion as she knelt to greet the dog, feeling the familiar warmth of Iris's spirit in Finn's playful eyes. The Bennetts had kept in touch over the years, sending updates on Iris's happy life, and now her legacy lived on in Finn. Sitting on her porch with the Bennetts, surrounded by laughter and the joy of family, Evelyn realized that the life she had lived, filled with kindness and love, had made a difference. And that was enough. It wasn't the years that mattered, it was the love shared and the lives touched, human and animal alike.